Thinking about moving to Manahawkin, New Jersey? Well, this growing mainland town is more than just a gateway over to Long Beach Island. It's a community full of opportunity, coastal vibes, but without the island price tag. So on this video, we're going to cover everything that you need to know about moving over to Manahawkin. Before we get started though, if it is your first time to the channel, my name is Stephen Cutchin, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. And on the Live in Central New Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you're the first one to know what's going on in their Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this video started. The first thing to check out is going to be the location, and as you can see, Manahawkin can be located in the southern part of Ocean County. It's actually a part of Stafford Township, so it's underneath like Stafford's rule, and it's an unincorporated community within the township. Basically, if you said Manahawkin though, everyone here would know exactly what you're talking about and which section of Stafford it is. It is technically a gateway over to Long Beach Island, even though I said it's more than that in the introduction, but it does still lead onto the island, so it kind of has to be. At that point, you're going to have a couple different major roadways, Route 72, which is the road out to LBI, and that will take you, oh no, you're also going to have Route 9 that goes north to south. Route 72 will lead you onto the Garden State Parkway, which is one of the two major highways that we have here in New Jersey, and that'll be a toll road that can bring you as far south as Cape May or as north into New York City. So that's one of the, like I said, one of the biggest roadways that we have here and is toll, while as Route 9 and 72 are non-toll roads. Next up is going to be your commute to work. Now, typically on this channel, we cover either New York City or Philadelphia. Here, I'll touch upon both, but realistically, I think Philadelphia is a much better option than New York City will be for this. So if you're living in Manahawkin and commuting into New York City, there's not going to be a bus that takes you directly up there. The next one's going to be in Toms River. So you have to take the bus that goes into Manahawkin up to Toms River, and then from there into New York City. That's going to be over 2+ hours easily, especially with the connecting times there. So wouldn't recommend that. There isn't going to be a train in the area either, so you can't take that option. The only realistic one is going to be driving yourself, and the easiest route would be hopping on 72 to the Garden State Parkway and taking that all the way up north. Realistically, guys, though, it's going to take you 2+ hours on the best day possible in order to commute that commute. It's over 90 miles long, so you're talking a minute a mile, plus all the traffic you're going to get into New York City. So door to door, by the time you get to your exact location for work, you're probably closer to 2.5 hours. If you hit short traffic like during the summertime, God knows how long that might take. It might be even closer to 3. Who knows? Moving on to Philadelphia, similar to New York City, the bus and the train really aren't going to be an option, so we'll just cover the two different routes that you can get there while driving. The first one will be taking Route 72 up to 70 and going out west that way, and then the other one's going to be going farther south, so the Garden State Parkway to Atlantic City Expressway and taking that up west. The expressway route is going to be about 25 miles more each way than it would be taking Route 72 to 70, so maybe that might be a better option just on the shorter distance. Maybe it might save a tank of gas a week, and that can add up, I guess, over the long run, but realistically, either way you get there, about an hour and a half time frame, so I wouldn't, like, time-wise, wouldn't really worry too much about it at that point, just the miles on your car. Point number 3 would be the school system and education. As we said earlier in the video, Manahawkin is a part of Stafford, so it will also take part in their school district. This will be for grades pre-K through 6th, and afterwards they will attend Southern Regional. So according to niche.com, the Stafford Public School District will be rated a B, house about 2,500 students, and have a 14-to-1 student-teacher ratio. When your child moves on to Southern Regional School District, they have 2 different schools, the 7th and 8th grade middle, and then 9 through 12 for the high school. So the whole district is going to be rated a B+, houses about 2,600 students, and has a 14-to-1 student-teacher ratio. It's also going to be ranked 3rd behind Point Pleasant Borough and Beach for the 3rd best school district in Ocean County. So it's actually pretty strong. On top of their strong academics, they're very competitive in sports, most notably football, wrestling, and lacrosse. Getting into our housing, because we obviously are a real estate channel, we want to check out where you're going to live if you choose to move to Manahawkin. So you have a couple different things you want to look into: adult communities, condos and townhomes, and single families. To start us off with adult communities, they're very price affordable over here, so if you're looking to downsize and retire, Manahawkin might be the right spot for you. This can range anywhere between about $175,000 upwards of $550,000, just depending on what kind of model or what you're looking for exactly. If you want those smaller 1-bedroom condos, that $175 to $190 range will be affordable, all the way up to about that $250-300. If you want to go more on the single family side of things, you will have to go pay a little bit more, but anywhere between about $450 and upwards of $550. And again, obviously size of them, more bedrooms, more bathrooms, that kind of thing as the price ranges go up. Jump into the condos and townhomes. It's similar to the adult communities where they pretty much top out around that $550 mark, but you're going to have a lot more of 2-level living or 3-level living here in a sense. So you're going to have a lot of different townhomes between about $380,000, $375,000, all the way up to about $550, 2-3 beds, and the square footage is going to range on them too, from about 1,500 all the way up to about 2,500 square feet. So you do have quite a bit of variety in between about like 3 to 4 neighborhoods in a sense for your townhomes here. Now, moving on to single families though, this is where it's going to shine for Manahawkin. Again, different kind of variety. You have your smaller homes, so in between that starter range, ranch style, maybe 2 to 3 beds at the absolute most. That's going to run you about $325 and then slowly start to creep up a little bit. As you get into your more colonial styles, I would say $550, and that can go into $700,000, $800 range. But The best real estate you're going to have here in Manahawkin is going to be overlooking the water, checking out the island, and that's going to run you as high as about 1.5, 1.6 million. Sometimes living near a beach town or a coast or Jersey Shore town, you kind of get a little bit limited on the shopping options because there's not going to be as many around, but that really doesn't happen in Manahawkin. It's a pretty big retail, big box store or store area. So Route 72 is a massive hub. Walmart, ShopRite, Target, Costco. I think Home Depot's over there too. So you have pretty much everything along Route 72. If you do want to go a little bit more boutique shopping, I would recommend heading over into LBI, where you're going to find more t-shirts, knickknacks, and like small business. But that might be limited to just a seasonal. So in between Memorial Day and Labor Day weekend, where it's obviously our big influx of tourism. Checking out the dining options for things in Manahawkin. The Mud City Crab House is probably an iconic spot for most seafood lovers. Highly recommend getting there early, especially during the summertime and peak tourism months. Then the Old Causeway Steak and Oyster House, that's another good spot. Good cocktails, surf and turf menu. So those are probably two of your main spots. Then if you want to head over onto the island, up and down the strip, you're going to find a bunch of different fine dining, good restaurants. Some obviously will not be open outside the summertime, so you just want to be aware of that. Definitely check Google beforehand. But if you want the best restaurant, in my opinion, on LBI, the Black Whale, hands down, is one of my favorites. Great seafood menu. It will cost you some money, so go there with knowing it's going to hurt your wallet a little bit, but best king crab legs I've ever had. My mouth is basically watering right now talking about it. Go there probably once a year. Absolutely awesome. Point number 6 will be different entertainment options available to you. We'll start with Manahawkin and then work our way onto the island. So the first one to check out is going to be Stafford Township Art Center. That's going to run different plays, concerts, performances, and then even host different community events. You can move over to the Manahawkin Lake Park, really nice in the summertime. You're going to have like your own beach there, but it's on a lake, not an ocean, so I guess it's not really technically a beach. But great for the kids, different playgrounds, walking path, and just enjoy the scenery. Being close to the water, different water sports like boating, crabbing, jet skiing, those are all going to be available to you. And then heading over onto the island, the beach, probably going to be number 1 there, just enjoying the ocean. LBI too, at least in my opinion, maybe just the times I've been lucky enough to go, typically go down there about once a year, usually around August. And they're usually not as crowded. I hang out in the Beach Haven section, which is a little bit more family friendly, as we'll get to in just a sec. But usually not too crowded, and it's not as bad as like a Belmar, maybe Asbury Park, and those kind of vibes up in Monmouth County. So with Beach Haven too, you're going to have Fantasy Island Amusement Park, and then the water park right next door to that. So that's going to be a big destination for a lot of kids and families. Mini golf is going to be up and down the roadway over there. So pretty much anything you can possibly want to do, I would say Manahawkin or LBI probably has. And that'll pretty much wrap us up for the top 6 things that you need to know before moving to Manahawkin. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, whether you live there now, thinking about possibly moving there. And if you are, feel free to reach out. All my contact information is down low in the comments or description. So whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year out, doesn't matter to me. Let's just get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. And if you're looking to move to a different part of the Central Jersey area, check out the 2 videos popping up and hopefully help out a little bit too. Have a great day.